Okay, so this is me telling all my subscribers you're welcome to Lexvee Designs, especially the new subscribers who we've not met face to face. We have not really, you have not really gotten to know me. So you're welcome to Lexvee Designs. Today we're going to be talking about the materials that we're going to be needing for sewing. But before we get to that, let's discuss, sewing for both graduates and beginners. Okay, some people see sewing as a very hard task, and you cannot blame them. Of course, a lot of people know that sewing can be easy, but some people have already made up their mind, or they have already created scenarios and told themselves over and over again that this sewing thing can be so difficult. I went out yesterday and then I was discussing with someone, and the person was like, "Oh, I don't even know how you put hand to cut this. What do you even imagine?" A lot of people see it as something very cumbersome and too big, but I can tell you that once you put your mind to do something, no matter how difficult that thing may seem, you would always overcome. No matter the challenges that you faced with in the process, you will always overcome, because once you have put your mind into something, you have already prepared yourself for any battle that might come out in the future. Okay, so first of all, I want to say to both beginners and the graduates and the people that already know that sewing can be easy when you put your mind to do it. It's not because it's very, very easy, but once you put your mind to it, it will become easy. So let's go into the materials that will be needed for sewing as beginners, as people that are coming in for the first time, people that have not really known what sewing entails, people that just want to start and they don't even know what to buy. Okay, so first of all, I've already made short videos previously on these materials that are needed for sewing. But none of them are comprehensive enough, or informative enough, like what we're going to be doing today. So first of all, I'll be starting with something I consider the most important. Of course, the machine is the most important thing, but you can always get it. You can always even learn from someone or borrow from someone. So I will start with the tape. The tape is used for measurements. In fact, sewing is almost impossible without accurate measurements. A lot of people do sewing by estimates, but they go by sizes. Okay, some people go with, they will not even measure you, but they know that you're size 18. So every body measurement for someone of size 18 will be given to you, or will be used to cut that dress. But sewing is very important. When you are sewing and you don't have your measurement, you have missed it. So measurement is very important. You can only have that measurement with your tape. You can only achieve that measurement when you have your tape. So ensure that you have your tape. This is my tape. There are different types of, in fact, it's not different types, all of them are the same, but this one is the smaller one. There's still one that are there are ones that are a bit fatter. This one is the smaller one, and this is not even that expensive. This is about 100 naira for this small one, or maybe either 100 naira. It depends on your location. So your tape is used to take your measurements. This is really important. Now we'll be going to the pins. The importance of pin cannot be overly emphasized. Why I'm placing this emphasis on this pin is because a lot of people that feel that they can do without pins. That's still okay if you can do without pins, but me, I advise that you use your pins as a guide whenever you want to sew. The pins will guide you. You can pin whatever you want to do. You can pin it together, and that's why I have my pins. They don't always come in this shape. There are a lot that comes with containers, so the pin is very important. So once we have achieved the tape, we know about the pins. Now we'll talk about the scissors. This is how the scissors, and these scissors also has different types. There are smaller ones, there are bigger ones, there are iron ones. So it depends on your preference, especially whatever that you prefer, whatever that works for you, is okay. So scissors is really important, because how would you achieve, even if you want to tear the material, you cannot tear all the curves and the V's, it's so much impossible without scissors. So scissors is very important in sewing, and especially a sharp one. Don't always use a blunt scissors. In fact, it will be stressful for you, and it could consist to in inaccuracy. Okay, now as a beginner, something else that is very important is the brown paper. The brown paper is important. It's not just the brown paper, the paper general, because not all papers are brown. There are white ones, there are other colors. Okay, it's mostly white and brown, but whatever that you prefer to use. Some people even use newspaper. Okay, so that paper is really important. As a beginner, it will help you to draft your patterns, draw and draft them, cut them on your paper before you now carry that your pattern to your fabric. This limits, or let me not say limit, it reduces mistakes that could occur when you are using, in fact, as you're learning. So all those mistakes that could occur, you can reduce them to reasonable, to a reasonable size by using the brown paper. So the brown paper is really important when you are sewing. And please pardon me, I don't know why I keep calling it brown paper. This is an already used one, a paper. Okay, you can always get the white one if it's what you prefer, whichever works for you. But if you want to be very economical, you can also use the newspapers. I don't even think that newspaper is even more affordable than the brown paper. So the brown paper or the white paper, just paper for drafting your patterns, that's very important. Okay, I will go ahead to mention the curves, all the rulers, all the rules that are needed, that are important. Okay, you have the curved ruler, you have the straight ones. There is another one that is still wooden. In fact, there are a lot of rules that you can always get. So whichever works for you is very important. And in fact, let me draw emphasis on this rule. This curved one is very important because maybe because it's too close, but this is how it looks. Okay, there are lots that are a bit different from this, but still they all have this curves. It could be the French curve, the armhole curve, the hip curve, whatever curve. All these rules are very important because it makes sewing, it reduces your stress. Sometimes when you need to draw your hand, to be keeping your hand to struggling with making curves, you can easily use this one to dissect or whatever you are doing. So you can use this curve. Is very important. It's very important, and I cannot forget to lay emphasis on that. The straight rules are so important as well. It mustn't be this. It can be longer. The wooden ones, it could be bigger, fatter ones. It could be thicker than this. They just help you whenever you are making your straight lines. You use this. So rulers are very important. Other rules or ruler, they are all important. Okay, now the next one we're going to be looking at is the trade. Of course, obviously the trade is very important. How would you sew without a trade? But that's almost impossible. How would you run your machine without a trade? So there are still different colors, ranges from all the colors are available in, I think, all the colors, at least the ones that will be closer to what you're sewing. Everything is available in your trade. So whatever that works for you, whatever color you're working with, that's still okay. So the trade is very important. It's one of the vital tools for sewing. And of course, how could I have mentioned the paper without a marker? Okay, this is the marker I use. Okay, there are still different types of markers that you can use. There is a Telos pen. You can still get that one, any one that works for you. But this is what I use for marking on my sheets, on my papers. Okay, different color. It can vary. I can decide to use red, green, any color at all that you want to use. So these are the few materials. Of course, there are lots. You cannot even start sewing without your fabric. Your fabric or your material is very important, whether it's Ankara or whether it's English wear, whatever, whether it's lace or lycra, anyone. All those fabrics are important. So you have to get materials that you use to practice your sewing. Of course, even when you are done marking on your brown paper or on your paper at all, you still need to carry it or transfer it over to your fabric. So that fabric is very important and you need to have it. And another one is your chalk. There is a tailor's chalk, there is still an ordinary chalk. It depends on the kind of material I'm using. If the material is too slicky that the tailor's chalk may not be too visible, I use the ordinary chalk. But the chalk, this teacher's chalk, not the normal whiteboard blackboard chalk. So chalk is very important in marking the measurements that you have taken. If it's maybe the neck width of 5, you have to mark it on your fabric. It's the chalk that you use to mark on your fabric. So the chalk is very important, especially in sewing. So there are a lot of materials that you need, and of course the machine. The machine is the embodiment of the sewing. You need to have the machine. Even if you're an apprentice and you're going to, you're learning at a school or at a, at a fashion school or at a shop, you still need to, have a machine that you can practice at your leisure time. Whenever you finish, you can still go home and practice a little, come back better. One thing about sewing is that practice. If you keep practicing, you keep getting better. I think that's obviously everything about life, but mainly about sewing. Once you keep practicing, you keep getting better. But once you leave it for a long time, you even be asking yourself, what did I even use to cut this cloth? Was it 12 or 2? So in sewing, practice is something that you should do over and over. You don't even say you have gotten used to sewing, therefore okay, you can take a break. No, you still need to keep practicing, keep getting updated, keep updating yourself with styles, whatever that is in the market that is available. Keep up to the trends. Okay, so let's not go into all that. Today's topic, I don't want the video to be too long, so today's topic is mainly about the materials that you need for sewing as a beginner, all the things that you need for sewing. And I've told you overall, I've told you about the chalk, the scissors, the rules, the papers, the marker, the fabric, your threads, your needle. Oh my god, I didn't even remember to mention your machine needle. Of course, your machine needs a needle, so you need to get a needle that will match your machine. That's even a very big topic for another day, because not all machine needles match all types of machines. So you have to get the one that is matching your own machine. Okay, butterfly machine is okay, around my side. Is the most common type of machine. A singer is also there, but it's the most common type. Okay, so this is mostly everything, at least what you should hold as a beginner who is going to learn sewing. I'm sorry about that background noise. Okay, so I'm so happy that we got a chance to talk, and gist like this. Okay, I would love to see you again, so stay tuned for more videos on Lexvee designs. Don't touch that. Always come back. In fact, if you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, you are not doing well. Please go ahead and subscribe now and turn on your notification bell, so every time I have a new video, every time I'm on live, every time that I am here, you'll be updated. Okay, so thank you for staying tuned. Take care. Bye.